Tonight, I'm going to talk about the risk of summer activities, okay? Because a lot of people have been asking me questions about what can they do now that everything's opening back up, what's safe, what's not safe. So NPR actually came up with this list. And so this list is actually, I can't take credit for it. It's NPR's list, okay? But I'm going to go through the list and tell you what the risks are. And before I go into that, well, I guess I should introduce myself. I am Dr. Pam Middleton, your virtual holistic pediatrician and women's well-being coach. Through my books, online course, and services, I help families achieve and maintain health and wellness through inside-out healing. So, what I want to say before I get started with this is that remember that your overall risk is going to be determined by your own personal health, any underlying health challenges you may have, and also the area that you live in, whether you're in an area that has a lot of cases or a few cases. Okay, so keep that in mind with these risks. So the first place, a backyard barbecue, backyard gathering, a BYOB, backyard gathering with one other family. So that risk is actually considered low to medium. But remember, hi Tarashenda, remember that if you're going to do this, it should be BYOB, okay? So, you don't want everybody sharing things. Like, you don't want to have like a bag of potato chips and everybody is or even sharing major dishes, because if you share major dishes, let's say you have potato salad, everybody's grabbing the spoon to spoon up the potato salad. So you want to have people bring their own food, and preferably just have individual things that people can eat, or that families, if it's two families, just your own family is sharing, each family shares their own food. Okay, now eating indoors at a restaurant is actually medium to high risk. Okay, because you're inside, you're generally there for a while, so that's actually considered medium to high risk. If you are eating at a restaurant, it's best to eat outside. So if they have outdoor seating, that's going to always be preferable. Now, attending a religious service indoors is high risk. Okay, which is why a lot of churches, because I know my church, we're not going back anytime soon. And the church as a whole, we call a connectional church, is coming up with recommendations for how to safely open. So going to an indoor church service is high risk. Spending time at the beach or the pool is actually low risk, as long as you maintain social distancing, because I'm sure you've seen the pictures of all the people on beaches that it looks like, oh my gosh, where did all these people come from? That's not what we're talking about, low risk. We're talking about you're going to a beach that there's not a whole lot of people there, or everybody has their individual areas, so that you and your family can be in your area. You can get in the water, it's fine. You can go to pools, but once again, a pool, depending on what type of pool it is, if you're in a public pool, if there's a lot of people there, you may have a hard time doing social distancing. And remember with the children that if they're young children like to play with each other, so it's going to be hard to keep them where they need to be. So just keep that in mind when you're doing that. Using public restrooms is considered a low to medium risk. Letting a friend use your bathroom is actually a low risk. And, any concerns you have, you can go in and you can clean your bathroom after they leave, and you can wipe everything down. So it's considered low risk. Going to a vacation house with another family is actually considered low risk, as long as you know what that family has been doing. If it's a family where they have been, they have been following social isolation, or even that they're not at a high-risk job. So let's say that, I have been working in a hospital or a clinic, or let's say in a hospital, and I know that I've had contact with COVID patients than if it's my family that you're thinking about sharing a house with. The risk would be a bit higher because I would be at higher risk because of my job. So, that's the other thing you want to look at is if you're going to do something like that with another family, make sure that you know what they have been doing and what their risk factors are. Okay? But staying in a hotel is actually considered low to medium risk because the hotels are, really, cleaning, supposedly, well, I'm sure they're cleaning more than they normally do. The biggest risk the hotel's going to be like the restaurants, the elevators. So, you want to avoid the restaurant. If you really need to eat something, you can order room service. Okay? Now, getting a haircut is actually medium to high risk because when you're getting a haircut, the person who is working on you cannot be more than 6 feet away from you. And, they're over you for an extended period of time. So all it takes is for you to have one asymptomatic person working in a barbershop or a beauty salon, and they can expose a whole lot of people. Okay? And then going shopping at a mall, the risk varies because, you have outdoor malls, you have indoor malls. So, of course, an outdoor mall is going to be better. An outdoor mall that's not extremely crowded is going to be even better. You don't want to go to the food court in an indoor mall and just sit there and eat with a lot of other people around you. So, so that makes it vary. Okay, and also going to a nightclub is high risk. All right, high risk because you've got a lot of people in a very enclosed area and they're drinking alcohol. So when you drink alcohol, it loosens your inhibitions, and so some people are going to be in your face, hanging over you. So yeah, a nightclub is not a good idea right now. And going camping is low risk because you're generally out in the woods by yourself with your family, but you're not. It's not like people go camping in their congested areas while you're camping. And then exercising outdoors is low risk. Now you want to, of course, make sure that wherever you're exercising, there's not a lot of people. So you don't want to go for your run on a trail where there's going to be a whole lot of people there. And so you want to make sure that as you're exercising, it is an area that's not a highly populated area. Okay, so hopefully those tips helped you. Like I said, this came from NPR. I'm going to actually put a link in the comments where you can go and you can read the entire thing, because within the article that they did, they talk about for each one of these things what alters the risk. So, what things would make it a higher risk, what things would make it a lower risk. So that's something you might want to look at if you're planning on doing some of these activities. So with that, I hope that you enjoy the rest of your Wellness Wednesday. I am Dr. Pam Middleton, your virtual holistic pediatrician and women's well-being coach. Through my books, online course, and services, I help families achieve and maintain health and wellness through inside-out healing. Bye-bye.